Okay, so where we last left off with Apollo, as far as things are concerned. Apollo, you had Brent saw the music. He's getting excited. You had left with Saya. Between the two of you guys, you were able to get enough distance where anybody who would try to find you, would not be able to do so. And so you guys basically left off into the wilderness at that point. Her promising to show you that how she casts magic, and you promising her a favor at some point, to be repaid in one way or another.
The exact favor was, if I remember, help her get something that she wants.
Yes. Which is still vague enough to effectively be virtually.
Basically.
And so as you guys go about, she doesn't talk very much when she's traveling, and thusly as you kind of go with her, as far as everything is considered, as you guys are going, in almost every case, you would have effectively had to ask her to stop for the evening, because she showed no intention of slowing. And so that would likely happen pretty frequently. And she would, of course, stop when you need to. But she does not seem to be the one to be approaching you at any point during this, as a couple days go by, and you've made camp in the woods as you kind of just make your way through.
All right.
But during any of these points, it appears she is spoken when spoken to, and she's occasionally said a few things, but she neither has stopped to hunt anything or get any sort of food or anything, nor has she made any attempt to actually stop and camp until you stopped and did so.
Huh.
And
is there any particular direction that we're going?
At the moment, you're probably just heading, probably just to the east, away from the city, and it's not towards Ascension.
All right. I would have. Nothing right now, but I would have made mention that I don't have anything that a human would have for magic.
Yes. I suppose you need to get yourself one of those foci that the others use, don't you?
I guess. Is there a chance that a small town would have something?
In Zodia, there's a pretty low chance that they would. You'd likely have to double back test and and find something there.
Okay.
But you'd very easily be able to just wait it out until the Zodian fleet left, and then
All right.
make your way in.
In the meantime, I'll make mention of that, and while we're doing nothing, I'll make mention of the what was that thing? Maps. I World of Warren. There. That prison, or
Oh, right.
I'll give us something to do, so we're not just wandering, unless she just wants to wander.
She doesn't really seem to be attached to the idea of wandering or not wandering. She will very much go about, and she doesn't. She seems to be somewhat aimless, almost like she's just kind of waiting for something to happen, watching for something to happen, or is just kind of the esoteric immortal version of twiddling her thumbs, and is just watching and just existing. And so you guys will double back, and she'll listen to what you have to say about the various areas, and she'll nod and say, "Yes, perhaps it'll be something. We might even find something interesting down there. Who knows?" All through it, though, she does seem to be a bit distracted, just in general.
Distracted?
Yes. As like she's not necessarily focusing heavily on what's happening. Perhaps it's just the lack of anything major happening now that there's not a war. Perhaps it's just how she operates, just how she is when she's traveling and is alone, or any number of things. It's hard to say exactly.
I'll just keep observing for now and try and figure out what her deal is.
Yeah, it's odd because it doesn't necessarily seem to be outside of any sort of normal schedule. That she kind of is doing. But you definitely notice that on frequent occasions she has to stop herself from just leaving, or like whenever you remind her that you need to get something to eat. Like she very much isn't necessarily putting that into her like her daily routine, if you will.
Oh yeah, that's right. This person needs to eat food.
Pretty much, like that's kind of where it's at. So days go by, and you double back to Hest, and you would be able to find one of those one of the Elfire tomes that you were talking about as you sneak back into the city, and would be able to be completely unrecognized by anyone, really.
I'm gonna look for one that's either like pretty much a pair of gloves.
Unfortunately, around here, Well, make a. Can I have you make a negotiation check against or streetwise, either one, against just against 2 difficulty.
Negotiation. I'm gonna intense focus that. And 2 difficulty.
Yes. So you are able to find just a regular Elfire tome. But given the fact that this is not a nation known for its magic nor its flair, they don't seem to have anything else necessarily. It's mostly just a regular collection of notes and such in just a regular book. To find something else like that, you would probably have to go somewhere where they would be more inclined to have more specific magical things. Like if you were to go to Legala, they would have something like that there. But here, you find like a magical tome shop, and it's all pretty much standard issue stuff. It's nothing crazy.
Okay. I'll take the book. So that's 450, right?
Yeah. And is there anything else that you were looking to do in the big city?
I guess I'll get for now, no. Later on I'll get some new clothes, but for now I'll just stick with what I have.
Yeah. It's kind of weird walking through the streets and no one giving you a second glance as you go. That's probably the thing that catches you the most off guard, is that literally almost nobody that you pass like gives you a second glance, which you're getting rather used to when dealing with the Zodians for a while. But
Oh.
as what's up?
I will drop off my boots at a tailor and get that upgrade going until I come back to Hest.
Oh yeah, because you wanted to get the.
I can't remember its name. The one that makes it heavier and deal 2 more damage.
Yeah.
I can't really remember the name of that upgrade.
Yeah, those ones I think at the weighted one.
Yeah, the weighted
attachment.
And I'll come back for them later, and I'll pay for them. Later.
Well, they would definitely require the payment beforehand, but
okay.
Or at least half of it. That's a good question. Pull up the items. $250.
Okay, I'll pay 120 now, and yeah, I'll pay 125 now, and another 125 when I get back or get the product.
Yeah. And so yeah, you could drop that off, and they would take care of it and hold it for you whenever you manage to make your way back here. But yeah, you'd go back out, and you would rather she would probably find you once you headed back out. And she's probably just still kind of how I would mention before, like almost a little distracted, just kind of. She oftentimes just kind of meditates or something when you make camp and such, as you guys like travel about and such. Um, she's 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 pretty able to, and is rather insistent on avoiding any sort of
Settlement.
yeah, she's not going into places and such because she knows that she is known of and is not about to start making a scene as far as
Especially
this
in
is concerned.
Zodia now, because
Yeah.
I imagine she, now that she's been seen by the princess and all that, she might even have wanted posters or some such.
Most likely, yes, or at least like there are rumors and like such about her, and thusly she's not about to start kicking the door in and
I'm assuming she even has like a bounty now.
yeah, it's mostly just annoying, if anything. But has spent a lot of her past or like her pastime and such covering tracks and making sure that as far as everything is concerned, you guys have
Would I be able to give her a boost dice with
yeah,
her?
mostly.
Actually, 2 boost dice, considering I have the, I ate something that gives me really good knowledge on the area.
Yeah, okay. Oh.
Whole lot of advantages.
Jesus. And so generally speaking, you guys would be able to pass without too much difficulty. You have to go around a couple of places as like you'll encounter. There'll be a few like Zodian patrols flying overhead. There'll be some soldiers and such like policing the roads. So you have to take some of the back roads and such. Back roads, not necessarily back roads, more like the no roads.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys kind of travel up through the midwinter cold north of all of this. It is also really fucking cold still. Even
I can roll a
through everything.
resilience check if you want.
Yeah, actually, go ahead and do that.
Difficulty?
Just against 3.
3. Gifted and I'm
Okay.
good.
Yeah, so you're generally speaking, the cold's not bothering you too much. As you guys kind of continue your way through in the direction of where you believe the former prison is. Um, one second.
Oh,
What's up?
while I was in town, I would have asked her if she wanted anything. Considering she didn't go in.
She not particularly. No, there's nothing really that she would ask for. Whether you bring her anything is your own volition, but she would not have asked for anything.
Meat, bread, the usual stuff.
She'll look to you curiously, and she'll accept some of it. She obviously will. She'll insist that you keep most of it, as you still, in fact, need to eat. But if there's anything that looks interesting, she might partake of it. Especially she likes especially for some reason she's all about bread. Um, um, one sec. As you guys are making your way through and getting somewhat close, you know that you're near a couple villages. Um, and you guys start hearing a couple of whistling tunes and such carrying through the wind as you kind of go on forward. And Saya looks as if she kind of looks off to the side of the road, and uh she very much makes to hide, as she has no intention of being seen. So she goes to as if to disappear into the woods. As you hear a number of a small crowd approaching, and what sounds like a couple of wind instruments as you go.
Okay,
You can make a perception check if you want to try and hear anything more specific about it.
I'm gonna hide as well.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. It'll be against 2 difficulty.
2 difficulty. I'm gonna intense focus that because I am not great.
And what's up?
Can I use my Wait, did I triumph 2 times in a row on 2 different checks?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Can I save those triumphs for later?
No. I'm effectively using the triumph for the resilience to not make you make any other checks involving that later.
Okay, can I use my triumph there for Saya to bring her down and to like save her ass?
Probably not.
Okay.
But as they kind of make their way through, rounding around the corner, you see a small group of kids. None of them older than 14. As they make their way through, there's probably about 6 of them, of varying ages between 8 and 14. As they're kind of wandering about on kind of the pseudo trail that's kind of out here, and a couple of them have a number of musical instruments: a flute, a small mandolin, and they're singing. They're singing just some jaunty tunes as they go. They seem to be, though they are rather jolly, they also seem to be kind of downtrodden. None of them really wearing any clothes that look like they've been washed within the last week. And as they kind of stroll on by, one of them banging on their little drum and such, one of the younger ones stops and looks in your guys' direction, and he says, "Hey, Chief, I think I saw something in the woods over there." And the flutes kind of stop for a second, and the 6 kids look towards that for a second, or rather, one of them kind of goes up to the younger one. Is like, and he kind of squints in your direction. "Oh, is someone out there?" And Saya, who's probably just kind of looming behind a tree,
Gonna pop out before Like, what size intention? Like,
She looks like she's debating on popping out. But you also could because you're.
I'm gonna
That's
pop out before Saya.
That's fair.
And these are all kids, right?
Yes.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And they kind of look at you for a second, and one of them in the back kind of giggles, and then but they after giggling for just a second, they snapped. They kind of all looked at each other, and they one of them in the back with the drum kind of beats his drum 3 times, and on the fourth one, they all snap up to attention, as if a little mock like military regiment. Salute, they say, and they all salute you. Not sure what you're doing crawling around in the bushes, but
It's still winter, right?
yes, it's like it's like nearing the end of winter, but yeah, it's like still pretty cold out.
I was hunting.
Can you make a deception check real quick?
All right.
2 difficulty.
2 difficulty. I'm gonna intense focus that, and I'm gonna use my triumph to upgrade that.
That's fair.
Is there anything else I can do? Deception is cunning, right?
Yes.
Anything else I can do? And difficulty?
Just 2.
2. Well, hopefully I can trick these kids. I think I did it.
And
not very believable, but I did it.
and the oldest one, the one who looks like he's 14 or so. He kind of takes a couple steps forward. The other, and he's like, "At ease, men," and the others kind of fall to like a mock at ease position, and he says, "Oh, it's rather talented for you to be hunting without any weapons or nothing. You catch
Small.
anything yet?"
Small game. Rabbits mainly, but nothing. Considering, well, I haven't got anything on me yet.
Oh, I figure you might fare better if you I don't know, use a trap or something. What, you're gonna run after him with your own hands? And the others kind of laugh.
You'd be surprised what I can catch.
Well, if you want, we can help you. Finnick here is the best hunter this side of Ascension, you know. And he points to one of the other grubby little kids behind him. Little portly, looks like he's eaten his fair share of rabbits.
Well, I mainly lie in wait. Well, there's a tree right next to me, and well, how hard is it to hit a tree? Would you say?
What, like with like a fire attack?
No. Well, with a kick.
You could just kick the tree. I'm not gonna make you check it.
How hard?
Unless you're trying to like break the tree.
Break the tree.
Well, do it against 2 difficulty.
Gonna try and Impress the kids. Why not? Intense focus that. Ooh.
You
Yeah.
so yeah, you kick the tree. It doesn't really go
Break
into
per
it or anything,
se.
but you do like kick off a fair chunk of of bark from it, and they kind of like, it's like a mixture between like no reaction and then a couple people are like whoa, and the kid up front is hang on, he's like,
I missed a tree.
well, you aren't really gonna go and run around trying to kick rabbits, are you? He kind of like laughs.
You start with the small game, then you work your way up. It's a form of training, let's just say.
And he looks at you with a look very much of this man is
Insane.
maybe a little bit crazy. Oh, what's your name, Mr. Rabbit Kicker?
I don't know anymore.
All right, I think I'll just call you Rabbit then.
He shrugs.
So what's it? So what's it, Rabbit? You want some help hunting, or you want to keep trying to run around and kick rabbits all day?
I'm just gonna keep heading on my own. But you guys have a good day.
And the one in the front kind of shrugs and he says, "All right, attention, men!" And they kind of like, a couple of them snicker a bit and like look back at you as they go, and they will they'll keep going on.
Are they gone? Gone now?
Yeah, like they turn down the way and are quiet by the time they wrap around. Saya still kind of just she's kind of slid down and is sitting up against the tree, and she says, "You know they're going to tell others what they saw, yes?"
A crazy man kicking a tree and talking about kicking rabbits.
She just kind of sighs. You've got a very strange way of covering your tracks.
How would you have handled it if you were me?
I suppose it depends. I would have tried to scare them off. If that didn't work, have something else try and scare them. You'd be amazed how afraid of fire people are. And if that didn't work, well, I suppose you could figure out the rest. The last thing I need is the princess way back in her high tower learning about me being out here in the woods. After all, she made it quite clear she had no intention of letting me do so.
I know. That's why I showed my face before you walked out. And that's why all those kids know about is a crazy man kicking a tree talking about kicking rabbits.
She sighs again.
I've never been very good at talking to, or, well, humans.
So I see. Shall we keep going?
Yeah, let's keep going.
And after another few days travel, you make your way to the place that you kind of mentally know about. And as you get there, you notice a couple of things right off the bat as you kind of get to this point. First off, there doesn't necessarily seem to be an entrance. It's not necessarily a building. You have to kind of climb up through the mountains a little bit, and as you do, as you guys take a closer look, you guys see kind of what looks to be a cave, but on closer inspection, it looks to be a little bit more organized than a natural cave. It looks like it was built, less so than it being a natural kind of a thing here.
Mhm.
And first off, can I have you make a survival check for me?
Me, a survival check?
Yes. That or how much food did you bring with you?
Well, I said I bought food at Hest. If you want
Okay.
to put money to it,
We'll say that effectively that with you can buy like a day's worth of rations for we'll say 10 quartz, which is like 10 current.
uh, probably
Or sorry, 5, not 10.
5. Uh, probably spent let's say 100 quartz. So how many days does that total out to? 20 days.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And
20 days worth of rations.
so we'll say it took, let's see, it took about 4. So it took about 12 days to get to this area. from past.
And since we were in a forested area, probably did some hunting in the forested area, and since we're up in the mountain, probably saved it for that.
Cool. In that case, make a survival check again for me against 2 different.
It's 2 difficulty. Survival. Can I use that triumph to upgrade this? The brawl?
Probably not, no.
I did say I was hunting rabbits during that.
Yes, but you also were kicking the tree.
Got it. So intense focus, and how difficult?
2.
2. And this is for gathering food. Any benefit for gathering food from eating the bee stone since it's Zodia?
No, because that won't really help you about where to really look to find
Got it.
game or anything.
Nope. Got 2 advantages though.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not really able to find too much.
Well, if there were small villages near, nah. I could just go.
Yeah, so as you go as you get there, you weren't really able to find anything. So you're kind of down to about 8 days of ration.
Oh, if I'm down to 8 days, there was a small villages nearby, right?
Yeah, there are.
I probably asked Saya, getting low since we're gonna be up in the mountains for a while. Would it be all right if I bought a shit ton of food, ran back here real quick, then we go up?
Yeah, I mean she's not opposed to it.
Okay, I'd spend 100 more.
All right. Can you make a stealth check real quick? But using, well, I guess it's the same either way. So yeah, make a stealth check.
Stealth check. Upgraded. Focus. Any other way that I can upgrade this? Thanks. Nope. Difficulty?
It's gonna be against difficulty 2 again.
Cool.
Good. So you were, wait, what'd you do to upgrade it?
Intense focus.
Ah. So luckily, nobody seemed to notice you at all, like or recognize you as you go about. And so yeah, you'll get another you'll take a quick stopover, and so
now I have 28 days worth of rations.
yes, though that stopover in and of itself probably added another day to your travel, because the towns are small and few and far enough between that it still took a little bit of doubling back for you to do so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you'd be you're at the as you get to the prison, it's as I mentioned before, it's kind of almost as if it was carved into the wall. And yeah, it seems to be extensive. And Saya looks at you and she says, "What are you hoping to find?"
I don't know.
What do you know, Apollo?
To be honest, I'd like to say something. I wish I knew things. All the information here is useless. He points to his head anyway.
You've been following me around for a couple of weeks now. By the calendar. You haven't found what you're looking for yet, have you?
No.
She kind of crosses her arm, looks down to you, kind of running a hand under her dreads for a moment. They kind of flare back. I'm not here to find your answers for you, Apollo. You've seen me use magic. I can show you how I use my magic, but it ain't gonna help you. What do you think I am, Apollo?
I don't know exactly what you are. But I think you're alone. For the most part. You're always pacing, waiting for something. But I can't tell what it is.
She she kind of narrows her eyes at you and kind of raises her chin a bit, like looking down to you. And do you really think that I'm some kind of sad, lonely, lost little girl?
No, most people can live like that for a very long time. You're waiting for something else, but you are alone.
We're all alone, Apollo. At the end of the day, we're all alone. The world's made up of predators and prey. But it don't matter what you are. At the end of the day, we're all still alone. And no one can truly change that. You either live as prey until you die alone, or you live as a predator but who can a predator rely on? Apollo.
Themselves.
I'm not alone for any other reason than because I choose not to be. Is that what you want, Apollo?
Pardon?
Is that what you want? She asked.
No, like I got lost. DM. What?
Do you want to be alone? Is that what you're asking, basically? Like, is that what you're looking for by following?
Gonna Yes.
Then I'm not sure what you need me for.
I need to be stronger.
She raises an eyebrow. And what responsibility is that of mine?
Well, it isn't. Magic is a new outlet, and every time I ran into something that had to do with fire, it's just ashling this, ashling that. And with you, it's not this or that. Fire. It's yours, not there.
It's always just there. It don't matter what people say it is. Some people can say that their magic comes from this place or that place, but at the end of the day, it only comes from one place. The world. From yourself. That book. It's a middleman. Something that I suppose you humans need. I can't teach you what to do with that. And I don't need to teach you. There ain't nothing to teach. Only things to learn. Watch. Learn. And become whatever it is you're trying to become.
All right.
But don't rely on me to do it.
So just watch. I can do that.
And with that she'll turn and head into the ruins. her hand kind of waving, and as it does, her as you guys step into the darkness, her hair begins to glow, and her fingertips as well, and as they do, it kind of illuminates the darkness of the cave as you guys kind of go in. So I guess my question to you is, how long are you looking to spend in this cave?
Until the food runs out, basically. Or until he needs to go out to go to to town
All
for
right.
food. Then it's basically okay. I guess I'm. Oh yeah, didn't you need to head to Zodia? That was another thing I wanted to touch on.
Oh, to Legala?
Or yeah.
Oh, well, she can't do that right now anyways. She's effectively waiting for the signal, if you will, before she could even attempt to do that. That is you. So can I have you make I'm gonna have you, both you and Siam, make survival or perception checks to see what all you're able to find down. It's gonna be against 3 difficulty. Gonna upgrade hers. And you will get. I'm gonna give you a boost dice for this one because of the stuff that you have.
Okay. Survival. Boost dice. Grade. Focus. 3 difficult. Oh shit. Okay. I triumphed. Me and Saya both found things.
So you dive pretty deep down into these catacombs, and you dive down really deep down into these catacombs, and it takes a decent amount of time. And you find a lot of things. You find other living creatures down here. Some of which avoid you completely. Others of which the two of you would have had to deal with. Such as bears. You encountered some bears who like live, or who have basically like made their homes in here, who defended themselves or whatnot in one case, and you had to take them out.
We can eat those.
Yes, yeah.
Food count
That is
gone
definitely
up.
a thing. And so with all of that, by about like after spending like a solid month, basically delving down into this stuff, it's become very evident that you are dealing with that you're effectively dealing with uh, an ancient draconic prison.
Mhm.
And most of it has been very much uh, most of it has been very much broken and dilapidated over the 10,000 years. Most of it has also been ransacked. You do see a number of old cages that are much younger than the others that seem to have been made by humans. Likely the remainders of people who've used this as a temporary stopover, possibly slavers and other bandits and such. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys also encountered a couple of people living down here as well. Not like bandits and such, and
Oh, Saya food.
things. I don't even think that she really does. As far as things are concerned, they're not exactly in good condition.
Oh.
And like, effectively, you have kind of honestly, probably what you ran into was probably some people who were wanted, and who were basically slowly wasting away down here. So they're dead now, obviously. They didn't last very long. But as you go down, it's probably a good month of exploring the writhing and winding tunnels of this place. It's ridiculously complex, and you're pretty confident that you're nowhere near where you entered. It almost seems to be a winding tunnel system that goes much further than you would have expected. And you do not know exactly where you are, though you're pretty sure that you would be able to get out. That said, as you kind of go down deeper into this place, you right around right around like when your rations were at the point where you're like, okay, I will probably have to turn back if I am like if you're to make it back to the surface and be able to like survive beyond everything that you had already had. That's when as you guys are going down and about through this chamber, you notice another a passage that you had not seen before.
Oh. Okay.
And it seems to go even deeper down into the catacombs than you did before. That said, you're also pretty confident that if you were to leave, you would probably never find this place again. That said, you're deep enough down into the tunnels now where the only creatures that you've seen at all are like bats and spiders and things. Not even bats, actually. You're way too far away from the surface for bats. Insects, effectively, and occasionally you'll have a small burrowing creature or the signs of a small burrowing creature that has made its way in through the softer areas of the earth. But something that you're realizing here is that the areas that you're diving down into are probably less explored than others. That
I'd, pro-
said, you're
I'd
running
definitely.
out of.
I'd eat bats, insects, and all that. Yeah. I'd be down. Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, and Saya shows no intention of stopping.
Bats, insects, yeah. Fry up the bats with fire magic. I know basic fire magic now. After
It's
all this,
true, but yeah, but mostly it's literally just insects. This deep in, I was wrong about bats. They wouldn't be this far in because they need to get out. You are very low and very deep down.
What about that bear? That bear's pretty
I
big.
factored that in.
Okay.
Yeah, factoring that in uh, to all of the such that you're doing as you're exploring down in. And as you continue down into the deeper sections of this tunnel, as I mentioned before, there's it almost seems to have been hidden away. And it seems as if the air is stale here, as if nobody's really been here for a very long time. And so as you travel further and further down these catacombs, winding down, taking turns when turns arrive, and backtracking when it ends up into something of a dead end. Um, there's a as you go deeper down, there is absolutely no natural light this deep in.
That's fine.
And so as you guys continue with your lights, you the hall almost opens up into a larger chamber. And while you can't see it initially, as it kind of opens up, it appears to be a large almost hang on, let me think about this right. It's a very tall room, but it goes downwards. And as you kind of look, there's an immaculately carved kind of spiral staircase that kind of goes around the edge of the room, and around all of it, you see more of those cells. But all of these cells are sealed. They have stone and metal bars that are kind of barring all of them. And as you walk by each of them appears to be holding the skeletal remains of something.
Can I see what they are?
Yeah. It as you look at one of them, it appears as if the as you take a closer look, it looks as if the bones were a loggoose of some kind, likely a feline loggoose. The bones are almost completely dust. As you touch them, they just almost crumble completely.
I wouldn't touch them.
Saya probably does, and they crumble to dust.
All right.
And as you get closer, it seems as if the gates, which had originally appeared to be sealed, actually looked like they were re-shut at some point.
Oh.
And as you kind of go and explore more of these ruins, all of them kind of have that kind of image toward on them. And as you get to the bottom, there's there are more of those cages down below here. But unlike the other ones, these ones look like they were never opened at all. And behind the one to your left and to your right, you see the remains of a large creature.
Oh.
Bones like before. What were definitely large winged creatures, but unlike the wyverns that you've seen up top, they have 4 legs.
Skeletal or non?
Yes. But the third cell is a little bit different.
Oh.
In it, there's no remains of anything. Rather, you see what appears to be a slumbering dragon.
Like, how big we're talking?
Not quite as big as the great undead one that you had dealt with before, but not a ridiculously smaller size than before. It's as you hold the flame closer, as Saya kind of creeps up towards it, its scales seem to be an inky, almost impossibly violety black.
Out of character, I wonder if this is Cecil's betrothed.
As you get closer to it, can I have you make a perception check?
Perception. Difficulty.
Difficulty is going to be it'll be just one. As you get closer, however, there's something that you notice about its scales, something curious. There seem to be scar tissue running down and along its scales, a lot of it. And while at first it appears to be generally pretty sporadic, that's also when you notice that it's actually less sporadic and more rough, but barely legible draconic.
Oh. And I can read it a bit?
Yes,
Okay.
not that that helps you. It doesn't appear to be coherent.
Oh. Okay.
And as you look up and around, as the light from the fire flickers up and around, you find similar things scrawled, appearingly with claws, for lack of any other writing implement, chiseled into the wall.
I'm assuming non-coherent as well.
All of it is non-coherent. It appears almost to be scratch marks like tallies, and then it starts just changing into words, incoherent words.
Okay. Have we made any noise up to this point or no?
At least what you're as far as everything is concerned, not a lot, no. And it does not appear to be awakening.
I'm gonna motion to Saya to step back. Like, let's go this way for a moment. So we can talk.
Yeah, and you would be able to step away.
the scratches, those are words. Those aren't coherent. He's crazy.
So I see.
Or can you read that as well?
She shakes her head.
So she can't?
She cannot, no.
I can read it a little bit. Or not exactly read it, but I know some. But if we wake him up, he's not going to be friendly. So, any ideas? Or what do you want to do?
She looks for a second at this slumbering dragon. And she, you know, alone, I ain't so certain I'd be able to take such a creature. But you said before that if I showed you what I knew, you would help me get something that I want.
Yes. Is this what you want?
Mannequins. They are a rare species. You don't find them very often. They used to be more common, you see, a long time ago. I would be remiss to let such an opportunity slip by.
Eric, how hungry am I?
Um, well, you're basically out of food now.
Okay. Okay. Back to size speech.
And that's basically all she had to say. So she looks at you. So what do you say?
So attack this sleeping dragon.
She smirks. That would be the idea. Though I can't say such a thing would be successful. Not to mention, hmm, if things go poorly, I can't guarantee that you're gonna walk her out of here alive.
Well, I know she can teleport, right?
Yes.
Because I know the report that she teleported out of the castle. So if things go badly, you can teleport, yes? Or at least that's the report I heard from the castle.
Yes. I can move through the ley line.
So if things go south, all we have to do is buddy up and get out of here, right? And, well, wait at the door and try again. Although he'll be waiting for us. Unless there's another exit.
And she looks around and nods. And she nods and says, I suppose you're right. We've got nothing to worry about.
Oh yeah, how did the training go, by the way?
I mean, throughout the course of this, she is obliterated things, and you've watched her, and the way that she uses magic is almost, it's not, I don't want to say it's like a dance, but it's almost like second nature. It's almost like one would throw a punch or a kick, or one would speak. It is a natural part of her.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I need to figure something out here real quick.
I wonder what you're figuring out.
I need to do something real quick to get ready for what might just fucking happen. Okay, all right. Um, and so you guys turn back towards it.
Yep.
And and she takes a couple of steps forward. And she places her hand on the stone gate in front of it. And as she does, the stone begins to kind of like get like cracks in it, and she kind of breaks through it just by holding it for a second. It kind of busts apart, and the stone crumbles around her. And the two of you guys step into the chamber. It's a large chamber, um, much bigger than even this creature, this slumbering creature in its draconic form. And in here, you can see that even the ceiling of this thing, which is probably about 20 feet up, uh, appears to have mad writing on it.
Guy's fucking loony.
Yes. Second, sorry, I was less prepared for this, but here we are. Generally speaking, it looks something kind of like this, with its horn structure and such.
Oh, neat.
And I guess
Well, if we kill it,
Looking
I'm eating
at
it.
this. Ignore the Necro Dragon token. It's the closest thing I have right now because I did not get a token for this. So we're just gonna have to take that.
She can have the lore. I need meat.
And so as you guys walk closer to it, she looks to you and says, "Are you ready?"
How close are we to the dragon?
You can pretty much get right up to it. It's still sleeping.
Okay. Well, are we gonna battle map this or not?
I don't have a battle map ready for this.
Okay. Well, yeah, gonna. Cool. And since it's sleeping, I'm assuming we get the first hit off as a surprise
Yes.
round. I'm assuming I've learned the basics of like magic, right?
Yes.
Can I
Yeah,
do
like
that thing? Or is it mechanics, magic, or augment? Yeah, that's the thing. Can I do an augment spell before we step into the room?
oh yeah, totally.
Okay. Haste and additional target. I think I want to do. So that's 4.
Yes.
That works, right? For haste and
Uh,
additional target because
uh,
it's limited?
yes. It is just going to deal. Let's see, it'll be 2 strain, and then
Because I'm hitting me and Sai with the.
and yeah, so that'll work. But you're just going to
Suffer
suffer.
additional strain.
Yeah, 4 extra strains. So 6.
4 extra strain, so each threat is 2 strain, right?
What's up? Sorry.
Each threat is 2 strain instead of 1.
Correct. Yeah. For magic, it is.
Oh, okay. That kind of sucks.
If I make it for that, which I am in this case. And yeah, she's going to
Okay. Then we walk into the room.
yeah.
Okay. Boot.
She's gonna give you the first turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna be slamming it in the face. Or at least. How is it laid out? Like sprawled out?
It's
anyway?
kind of curled around itself, like, but its claws are almost digging into the stone underneath it, as you see its breaths heaving in and out.
All right. Yeah, probably gonna Elfire Tome. Probably gonna slam it in the back with the Elfire.
So yeah, you can
Combat.
effectively get 2 boost dice to this. It has adversary 2, so upgrade the check twice. But yeah, it'll be 1 purple, 1 and 1 black, or sorry, 1 purple and 1 red for you.
1 purple, 1 red, and let's see what.
And you could technically intense focus before this too if you wanted, because you're
Yeah. And sure, yeah, I'll intense focus. So 3, so I'm at 9 for the spell in general. And oh yeah, an extra ability dice because of the augment.
yes.
Okay.
And you can get 2 boost
Getting-
dice because it's fucking sleeping.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see how this works.
Nice. So that's going
And
to be a solid chunk of damage. And what are you doing with those advantages?
I'm not sure. I think I just recover strain with them because I
Yeah.
don't think I can do
Yeah, you can
anything
recover 3
extra.
strain. Or you can like do boost dice or give it setback dice.
I'll recover 2 strain and give a boost dice to Saya.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 boost dice to Saya. See what she can do.
And so so describe how you do this.
Um. Well, if I had the gloves, it'd be slightly different. But I'm basically gonna smack him in the face with the book.
Well, you can like you don't need to hit him with the book. Like
I'm hitting him in the face with the book.
All right. And so charging the energy down into the book, and you slam down on its face, and it abruptly awakens with a a shriek of anger, rage, and maddening and a maddening screech. And
Your turn, Saya.
and as energy flickers around Saya, and her dreads begin to flare up and around, she grins and says, "And this, Apollo, is where I will teach you. Perhaps the best lesson of your life." And as the energy kind of coils around her, and the flames kind of wreath around her body, a predator works alone. Crack! And Saya is gone.
All right.
And the dragon,
Is angry.
as it reels back from getting punched or from getting book punch smacked in the face, it rolls over. And it, scrambling to its feet, its talons clawing into the ground, reels towards you as you look back at it after Saya vanishes.
Okay.
And I need you to make a discipline check real quick.
Discipline. I need to change. Normal will discipline?
Yeah. This is a
Alright.
fear check.
Uh, do, do, do. Any setback or anything like that?
It's gonna be against three. It's gonna be against It'll be 3 difficulty with 1 setback.
No setback because knack for it.
Yeah.
I will intense focus that if I can. Maybe.
You don't have a maneuver to do
Okay.
that with, so no. Yeah, because intense focus costs a maneuver.
Then just that. Nope.
All right, so you're going to add a setback dice to all the checks that you'll make from this point on, but you do recover 1 strain.
Oh, awesome.
As you steel yourself for the situation that you've gotten yourself into. And the dragon is going to reel back with its claws, and is going to swing down at you with its jagged talons.
Got it.
Do you have any? No evasion.
Nope.
Right. So it's it, and then yeah. And so you're going to take
Does it have any pierce?
no, it does not. So you're going to take 15 points of damage.
10 damage. I think.
Yes, because it is not pierce or anything.
All right. All right.
And yeah, it's your turn. What would you
Alrighty.
like to do?
I need a physical layout of the room.
You are effectively in the front of a large room with no other exits except for the shattered things that are behind you. Or like the shattered stone barricades that were behind you.
Okay.
Beyond that, there was the spiraling staircase that led all the way back up.
How far away was that?
You could likely get to the base of the spiral staircase if you used your entire movement to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you split and you immediately rush back. Are you dropping your haste or your enhancement? Do so that you can do 2 maneuvers to run.
Sure, I'll do that.
Cool, because otherwise you would have to maintain concentration. So you'll have it for this turn, so you won't have to, so that you can basically do it really fast. But then it'll drop if you.
Will I also have my action to do something?
If you want to, yeah. Unless you turn your action into a maneuver.
I have a plan, but it also involves using the destructive quality of fire magic.
Okay. Yeah. What's your idea?
I want to bring down a small portion of the, I don't know, entrance so I can block his path to getting to me.
Okay. Go ahead and go ahead and make a magic check. It'll be against 3 difficulty to try and basically bring down the roof.
Okay.
I'll give you a boost dice because it's old, but I'm going to give you 2 setback dice because it was well made even though it is old.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, you were going to be able to you're going to be able to successfully collapse a part of the ceiling from at the entrance and kind of basically destroy the gate a little bit and make it so that will be harder to get through. And as he immediately rushes towards it with his claws, he immediately begins trying to dig through it. And you see his talons slowly start to burst through, but it's going to take him some time to get out of there. Time that you can use to run up the stairs.
Okay.
And so I'm assuming you're just going to keep doing that.
What's a spiral staircase thing?
Basically, it's a staircase that kind of goes around the room is probably about 30 foot by 30 foot, and the staircase goes upwards, wrapping around the entirety of the room. So like you'll go up, and then it'll kind of just keep going up and up and up, wrapping around the entirety of the square room as you go up.
Okay. I'll do that.
By the way, Kat, you're not muted.
I'll keep running.
And so yeah, you
Goddamn.
You in fact keep running. He's going to keep trying to blast through. And as you make your way up to the about the second floor of the 5 floors that are here, you see you hear a and you watch as the debris from down below gets blasted outwards, and his claw is now scrabbling through. He's not out completely yet because his body is also rather large, so he's gonna have to get the way through.
I'm gonna bring down another part.
Okay, so you get halfway up to the second one. Go ahead and make another magic check.
3 difficulty.
Keep in mind you are currently at 12 out of 14 strain.
Yep. And 2 setback again?
Yes.
Oof.
And so as on the run you attempt to collapse the roof. The debris above, as you try and blast another thing to collapse it, seems to stay. Do you want to suffer 2 strain to do 2 maneuvers in your turn, or do you just want to do 1 maneuver?
I'm gonna do 2 maneuvers, so I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll get all the way up past the second floor onto the 3rd floor. And he's going to make another athletics check. Upgrade. Good lord. And he's now most of the way through, and you suspect with 1 more successful check he might be able to break through.
Got it.
And are you just running then?
Let's see. I'll be at my strain threshold this time. I'm gonna try 1 more time. To bring this down. And I'm gonna use Tabula Rasa.
Yeah.
To make this succeed.
And okay.
And I'm gonna use another light side to reroll that green if I can.
Because you already used 1 to use Tabula Rasa, no.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. And well, also you
pass my strength threshold.
Yeah, like it'll it also like makes it so that it's kind of it's kind of a moot point. If you were to re-roll that into a success, then you couldn't use tabula rasa because then it wouldn't be
I see.
a successful check, you know.
Yeah, I see.
It wouldn't be a cancel check. So you do that, and as you do,
Well, I'm burying this fucker real good with those 2 triumphs.
Yeah, you basically you feel the ground crumbling underneath you, and the as you blast another piece of fire down. Hang on. As you blast one more fire blast, it's much larger than you thought it was, and as it does, you kind of feel your body kind of falter a little bit, and as it does the you blasted it at some of the stairs below you, and those stairs begin to crumple and crack and fall apart, and they begin to crumble down on the dragon as it begins to come out, and the debris kind of slams down on the dragon. You hear it screech, but then you see the stairs don't stop crumbling, and they kind of begin crumbling faster and faster as they get closer and closer to you. And as you're making your way down and through, you begin running up the stairs as fast as you can, but your body is not responding as fast as you would want it to. Can I have you make an athletics check real quick?
Athletics. Not as good as I used to be at this, but okay. Difficulty.
Difficulty is going to be 3. I'm going to have you upgrade it twice because you are currently past your strength threshold, and I'm going to upgrade it a 3rd time by spending this destiny point, or the story point.
Oh, upgrade it against me.
Yes. So it's going to be against 3 red.
I'm going to use the light side to upgrade it on my side.
Fair enough. Oh dear.
Can I use a light side to reroll that gold?
Unfortunately, no. And
oh boy.
As the wreckage begins to crumble up around you, the stairs fall out from underneath of you, and then they begin falling up from above you as well. And before long, the stones kind of fall down, and before very long, you find yourself also buried as the stones crash down into you. As they rain down on you, you kind of find yourself rather dizzy. And as you kind of look up trying to scrabble your way out from within here, as you try and reach your way up, another rock falls down and it slams you right into the head, and you lose consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't think Viola's gonna find anyone.
Let me do something real quick here. fuck does that mean? Oh boy. Okay. That is hilarious.
Okay.
Um 1 second. Sorry, this was very unexpected. As you as your mind and body kind of drift in and out of consciousness over the course of like time as you try and slowly dig yourself out of the the rubble. It's proven to be rather difficult. There's not a lot for you to there's not a lot for you to kind of grab onto. And as you wake up again after another bout of unconsciousness, your body's started to kind of give up on itself. As you look around in the pallid darkness, you feel around for your water skin and you find that it's been punctured. And it's all leaked out. You have no more rations. And though you can feel your legs, they seem to be pinned underneath the rubble. And your body is so weak that any attempts at trying to get up and out of this place might be rather difficult. Can I have you make a resilience check real quick?
Difficulty?
1 against 2,
Pardon?
1 against 3, and 1 against 4.
Let's start with the first one.
Yeah, start with the 2.
2.
Good.
Okay.
Now make 1 against 3. This one is going to have 2 boost dice. Good. Now make 1 against 4, and I'm going to upgrade it once with the story.
I'm gonna upgrade it with the story point.
You can't yet.
Can't yet.
Because it all happens concurrently. So you don't get that story point until after the check, technically.
Okay.
The same would happen for the opposite.
So it's my 4 against your 4. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And my strain is still at 15.
Yes.
So I can't maneuver or do anything?
No. There will be no intense focusing for this. You do have gifted though for resilience, so you do get a boost dice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Can I roll?
Yeah,
those
I'll roll the
gifted?
first one and see. Okay, so you can recover 2 strain. So if you want, I'll let you upgrade it.
Okay. Can you roll gifted a second time because of the other check?
Oh, right. Okay.
So I've other
So you'll be
strain?
at 13 strain.
13? Okay. So I get a boost dice, and I can use intense focus. Or intense focus once. Okay. And I'm assuming I can't use that light side.
You can. You will be able to. Oh dear.
Overpowered.
In this case, that just means another critical injury. And last but not least, I need to make one more against 5 difficulty. I'm gonna upgrade it again. Oh, and you forgot to upgrade the first one. So actually, instead, just make it against 2 red and 3 purple. We'll do it that way. But you can upgrade your check here with the story point because you already had one. So it'll be against that. But you will get a boost dice from that, and you can basically get to your strength threshold and upgrade it again if you want.
Okay, so I can remove the boost dice and just use this, right?
You get the boost dice too because you have that advantage.
Yeah.
So
Great.
plus you're gifted, so you get a second boost dice.
Okay, that.
Yes.
Wait, did I forget about something on my previous check?
I don't think so.
Okay, I've gifted on my previous check, but did I forget about adding a boost dice on my previous check?
Oh no, we use that to get a strain so that you could
Okay.
upgrade it here.
So
that's
perfect.
It, yeah.
Roll this check. Okay, don't die.
Oh, nice! Wow, look at all those blanks.
Okay. That was a really successful one. Fuck.
So that's good because that means you're not going to suffer another critical injury. And so you as days go by, you don't even know how long has kind of passed as you're here, but you're trying to hold out.
By the way, do I hear the dragon?
No. Oh no.
Oh.
No, you do not.
Oh.
The dragon is dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dragon has been buried under the first 3.5 stories of rubble beneath you.
I win.
You did win. But now you are
dying
slowly. But then you hear something. Voices.
I'm gonna try and make noise.
You open your mouth, but you find yourself unable to speak.
Oh. Okay, I'm dead.
And the voices call out. and they seem to be talking, but they also seem to be somewhere else. They're muffled and distant. And everything is dark. And quiet. And slowly, the voices fade. As you feel your spirit leave your body. And then your eyes open. And you gasp for air. And you can feel warmth. You smell a torch burning. Are you there, son? He's breathing. By the stars, he's breathing! And you hear a couple of voices sigh out in relief, and you still smell the dank darkness of the cavern. And then you hear a familiar voice, one that you haven't heard for a long time, in a tongue that you've not spoken in a long time. As a hand moves down and you feel it brush a lock of hair out from in front of your face. And in the tongue of Delos, I've traveled the world to find you, Apo. Thought you were dead. What happened to you? You open your eye, but you can't see. Everything is dark. And she turns back and in broken common she says, "Please help take him. Triple pay." And you hear one of the voices heft some sort of heavy object over his shoulder, and he says, "Oh, that's all my last had to say for me. Come on, lads, let's get this poor sod out of here." And you hear another voice that you recognize from your time in Okeanos say, "Come on, Apollo, I gotcha." And very carefully, Viol, who slowly releases your hand as you are picked up by another man, carefully. All right, Mr. Diviner. I ain't got the first idea about how we're gonna get ourselves out of here. Think you can find our way back back to the surface? And he, hmm, well, I don't know for sure, but we can certainly hope so. You know, they used to say that all adventurers go left, so I think we should go right. And you hear him kind of clap his hands together, and he says, "Right this way!" And you hear a hum of magic as he lights up, presumably a staff that he holds. And you guys are led out. And this ragtag group of people finds their way out. And as you kind of still throughout the course, Viol places a water skin in your hands tenderly and drink, please.
Drink it after a minute.
Slow. We've got you. And as you guys emerge from the cave, you feel the sun, the warm sun. It's not winter anymore. Beating down on you. You almost squint. Without even meaning to. Your body's still struggling to even regain a portion of its strength. And the diviner, ha ha! I told you we could get out of there. Nothing to it. And you hear him kind of clap his hands together again. Why, the old man actually did it. Come, there's a village not far from here. We can get the lads some more some better treatment than we could do in the middle of a cave. And as you hear him turn to Viol and say, "I thought you were crazy, lass, when you said you came down into these old ruins. But lo and behold, you were right." And she instinct. And one of the other the younger kids says, "Yeah, instinct. Not to mention, you shook down just about every village from here from the coast to here, looking for someone what match the lad's description." Gotta wonder what kind of rabbits he was punting down there to get caught in a rock slide. But I guess we can ask him once he's better. Once he's feeling better. You hear someone clearly not from Zodia, likely one of the pirates that accompanied her here. And before long, through a little bit more chatter, occasionally Viol will come next to you, and you'll kind of sense her kind of presence as she'll place a hand on your elbow and such, and will reassure you, will tell you that we're almost there, that you can rest soon, that it's going to be okay. And at some point, as your body kind of surrendering to the fatigue that is that's consumed it, you find yourself falling out of consciousness. And that's where we're going to end that for now.
All right.
And when you wake up in a small bed in one of the small hamlets nearby, you'll quickly learn that you were down there for the better part of 2 months. You were buried under that for several weeks. But you managed to hold on for that long.
Kind of glad that I put a shit ton of points into
Yeah?
resilience.
By the way, I rolled the old survival check off screen using another roller, and she succeeded with 1 success, 1 threat, 1 triumph, and 1 despair. Which is why you were already dead by the time she reached you. Luckily, she had a diviner with her. And that diviner then rolled a resurrection check and succeeded.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah, you were literally dead. He happened to be able to succeed on bringing you back from the dead. So she found you against all odds and then resurrected you against all odds. And that is the only reason you pulled through that.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Because that just happened. Cecil, you wanted to talk to Liliana. Let's do that.
Yes, I did. Okay. I gotta get back in the groove of things.
Gotta get back in the groove of things.
I gotta get back in the Cecil brains.
Do dragons have 2 brains?
Yes, that's completely what I meant. Also, I'm gonna be real before we start this, and we just listen to the we are so good at scheming. But as a note, PB, I have no fucking clue what I should even draw for that entire thing. I've been staring at a blank shit post. Like,
Can you just draw a bunch of rocks with a hand sticking out of them?
yes, I can. And I will.
I also demand a hawk woman in the background looking in the opposite direction.
Where'd he go?
So, Cecil, at
Yes.
some point, once you get back, and you've obviously already like re-met with all of them, you would have a moment to speak with Lily, a moment away from everybody else. If you,
Honestly, I'm probably
desire.
bumming with her for the next few days because I won't be able to
Pretty
see
much.
her again for a little while. Like on the downtime between the Loxley moments.
Yeah, like because obviously she's been spending time with Piper and them still too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you in a moment as you guys are probably just walking about in safe area.
Which is like nowhere for a blind woman in Public Enemy #2.
Where the Zodian ships are docked.
I'm just being a shit, I'm sorry. But I have a question, if you wouldn't mind. Probably just talking about small talk before,
Yeah.
or like light or quiet, or even quiet.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
No, just small talk. Of course, Cecil.
I've had a few months to ruminate on everything. I mean, I suppose we all have at this point. But she chews on her lip for a second. I very much at first it seemed as though the safest route or the safest place for you to go with Neely would have been Fangrangu. But at the time, the reality of your sister of what would I be calling her? Rosa? Is that what everyone's calling her?
Rosalind, probably.
Rosalind? Okay. Like, I actually don't know,
Mhm.
because out-of-character names don't apply in character. Rosalind being here too. I wanted to confer with you about exactly where... about where you might want to go. It's easy to just be sent somewhere. But you still have a lot of family living.
Yes, I've put much thought towards that as well. As well as the various concerns beyond the most simple of ones. Obviously being only the two of us going anywhere would be rather difficult. I would be much less than a liability for Neely to keep track of, and it would be rather irresponsible for me to place the burdens that I would put on her in an unknown city without being able to assist much myself. But provided she's willing to do so, while the war rages, I believe it would be for the best if we did go away from where the heart of the fighting is. And yet I understand that you probably would have told her that you needed to go to Fanarango eventually, right?
Correct.
Yet at the same time I understand that fate deigns to bring you down to the Valley of Prosperity as well, yes?
Quite, in fact. And she would have already filled her in on the Emperor situation, that a personal invitation, and there's a fairly solid amount of information that needs to be discussed there in person.
Well, I believe then perhaps it would not be a bad plan to get out this region. Travel